Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the first ever edition of the Need for Speed World UK podcast. I am your host, Supercar575. Now, you all know me by now because I've done mini-series, I've done unboxings and so on and so forth, but this is something I'd like to try. I'd like to voice myself to the community of Need for Speed World, plus other racing games as well, and I'd like to hear what you like to say about things. So this is where an opportunity will come in for you. Here's what I'm actually going to do on these podcasts. Essentially, all I'm going to really do is read any news items that appear on the official website. So if there's a critical update coming up, or even events of recent are there, so I'd like to essentially read that up. Any releases, so new cars, features, updates, and so on and so forth. Community events, like for instance Spot the Devs, or even... So at the moment I'm going to... for the community events I'd like to focus on mainly the official ones. Like, as I said, Spot the Devs, or even events like the Cherry Blossom community event, or any events like that in the future. I'd also like to open up discussions and opinions, not only to do with the main news items, but to do with a critical subject in the game. At this moment in time, I don't have a subject. Excuse me. I just burped. Sorry about that. Yeah, at this moment in time, I don't have an actual subject I'd like to talk about, but hopefully by the next podcast, I should have something. So keep your ears open for that. I'd also like to open up suggestions. So if you have an idea on how you can make the game better, or even new features you'd like to see, you can let me know that way. Now and again, probably monthly, or if not too monthly, I'd like to open up a Q&A session. So the only differences between the last one I did and this one, the last one was mainly focusing on what the old series as I was making in the past, anything about the game, or any features and so on and so forth. This one, I just like to ask you, ask you, not ask you. I'm not asking you anything. I would actually like you to ask me anything, and in this case, it can be TV, music, cars in general, video games in general. If there's any opinions, or even if you want to get even deeper, anything political. So if you want to ask me political stuff, you can do. The other thing I'd like to open up, and this one I'd actually like to open up for the next podcast for definite. For this one is a tips section. Now instead of this sorry, but I do apologise about that. I've got to explain. This is my first podcast, so I don't know what I'm doing. But also, all those noises means I'm human. I'm not actually going to be a robot in this case. All this recording that you're hearing is all one take. Okay, one take. I did try one earlier and it didn't work. But for the tips bit, instead of me giving you advice in the game, like how to drive or things like that, but if you're having trouble with something, so for instance, you've got a certain number of engine parts and you're not sure which one you should put on. Let's say you have an Agera, Koenigsegg Agera, and you're not sure which engine you would like to put on. Let me know and I'll help you out on that, so I can tell you whether it's the red, blue, green, or yellow, whichever one you have, I'll give you advice on it. That's how it's going to work. Also, if you have a new car that you're thinking of buying, I can recommend something to you. That's pretty much that one. Apart from, I think that's all there is. And at the end of this podcast, I'll tell you how you can get in touch with me. There's several ways you can do it, and I think that is pretty much it. Okay, let's actually carry on now. And with the main... Yeah. God, I suck at this. Anyway, so I do apologise. Right, let's start with the news items, shall we? And the first item, of course, is Quicklime Games. They're no more. Now, by now, most of the Need for Speed World community has heard about the recent changes at EA, so the dev team wants to take an opportunity to give the community an update on Need for Speed World. First and foremost, Need for Speed World is not being shut down. There is still a team who's going to keep the game running for you, so any maintenance and so on and so forth, they'll be there. Secondly, they've also been keeping their eyes on Facebook, Twitter and the forums, and a lot of players have been asking about their accounts. Nothing is happening to your accounts, people. They will be fine. Even I was worried. I was worried as well, but don't worry, they're safe, so you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And also, at this moment in time, they do not have a lot of information, but they just wanted to tell us that the game's fine, it's still here. So with that in mind, I'd like to open up some discussions for this one. For this particular item, is which team do you think should take over Need for Speed World now? Could it be DICE, Criterion, Visceral Games, or whoever? Whoever you think should take over, please comment down below or get in touch with me whatever way I can, or whichever way you can. So, as I said, I'll mention how you can do that at the end. And another one I'd like to open up for this one is, do you think Quicklime Games have done a good job? Just tell me what you think. No matter how honest it is, be as honest as you like. Tell me if they think. Tell me if you think they have done a good job. Because this is not about my opinion, this is about your opinion. That's what matters. But despite the recent news, there have been some new car releases and new features, and the most recent new feature has been the achievement system. Now, with the achievement system, they work pretty much in the same way as Xbox Live or PlayStation Network. Now, in this case, you earn driver points depending on what you do in the game. So, if you complete a race, or a certain number of races, or pursuits, or team escapes, or treasure hunts, that's how you earn points. You can also earn points for customization. So, if you put parts in your car, liveries, or performance parts, you win points for doing that. There are also driver-based achievements, which is where you can level up by doing certain driving stunts, like airtime, or I think that's the only one there is. Or even, I think the only other one there is, there's a mileage achievement. So no matter how many miles you drive in the game, you'll earn points for that. There is also, which is frankly their main focus, their customization achievement. No, not customization, I've already covered that one. Collection-based achievements is their main one, which is where you collect a certain number of cars and you earn points for that. And as far as I can tell, this is me voicing my opinion now, this is the only opinion I'm going to give, is that they've mainly focused on the collection achievements in this one, because a vast majority of them are based on owning a certain number of Alphas or McLarens or Lamborghinis and so on. They're not really about the actual driving side. So with that in mind, also I'd like to ask what you think about them. So if you think they're good, if you think they're bad, let me know. Let me know just let me know as soon as you can. So, but also despite that, there is one particular car that you can earn from this. You can earn other cars as well, like you can earn a Koenigsegg CCX, a BMW M3, a Ford Focus RS. But if you reach 5,000 driver points, you will win a Bugatti Veyron, the fastest car in Need for Speed World. This is essentially the silver edition of an exclusive achievement car, which was released on April 10th, 2013. Players will have to reach a total of 5,000 driver points in order to reach rank 5 of the legendary driver achievement to gain this vehicle. Now, what I'm doing, I'm actually looking on NFS World Wiki, which is where I'm mainly getting my info from, and as far as I can tell, the Veyron has very strong acceleration, and the stock speed, oddly, is 225. Now, I'm pretty sure that will be faster when you put parts in it, of course, and so that will make the car very, very suitable for highway-based tracks. Like, for instance, Campers Interchange, for instance. That's a very long, flowing track, that one. The handling is sharp and responsive, but it does tend to oversteer sometimes. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't test it myself because I haven't got this car. But if you have got the car, and when I say you have got the car, I mean you have legitimately got this car, tell me what you think of it. Is it worth getting the 5,000 driver points? Please, please let me know as soon as possible. Other cars that have been released? Well, we've had a few other surprises. A new edition has been released for the World Vintage Series. It is the Ford Capri RS 3100. Now, this replaces the Cologne, was a replacement for the Cologne V6 based RS 2600. The RS 3100 was Essex V6 based. Essex. That's funny. I'm from Essex. Ha! Anyway, and it's got the usual Essex 3-litre V6 displacement increased to basically 3.1 litres. Unlike the predecessor, it used a double-barrel Weber carburettor and reached the same. It's in PS. I can't tell the difference. It's 150 PS or 101 kilowatts. But there are only 250 were built in real life. But you can own as many as you want in Need for Speed World, of course. Now, this edition is known as the Victory Lap Edition, and it was released on the 15th of April 2013. And it comes equipped with Gromlin race parts, 2-star skill mods, a lowering kit, and a Cap R1 license plate. And it's available now from the car dealer for, frankly, a really, really cheap 5,000 boost. Now, do you have this car? What do you think of it? If you think it's a good car or a bad car, tell me about it. Please, tell me about it. Another car that has been released, and it's officially Need for Speed World's 150th car, the Caterham R500 Superlight. Now, this one is available. It's available to be yours right now from the dealer for 6,900 boost. It has a standard top speed of 190, and that's without parts. With parts in, it's an S-Class car. The standard top speed is 203 miles an hour, making that one of the fastest cars in Need for Speed World. Also, one of the cheapest S-Class cars in Need for Speed World right now. One of the newer cars. Sorry about this. The R500 has strong gears, so it has a very powerful acceleration, being lightweight, of course. But after testing this, after 4th or 5th, it does start to slow down a little bit. But the handling more than makes up for that. The handling is so sharp and responsive. It's unbelievably fast through the corners. The only thing you have to be careful of is that the back end tends to be what we call skittish. Essentially, the back end will start to bounce as you drive along. One false move and you're off straight away. And of course, being a very lightweight car, it also has a very strong nitrous, but a very weak body structure as well. If you hit a traffic car or a cop, you're going down. Trust me. I've driven this car so many times. You are going to pound again. You're going to try, but you can probably outmaneuver the cops and traffic cars. Hit them. That's it. You're done. You are done. But what do you think about it? What do you think the Caterham R500's like? I know what I think of it, but what do you think of it? Please let me know, because I'd absolutely love to hear your opinions on them. Right, I do believe for this podcast at least, that is pretty much all I need to cover. And don't forget, an upcoming event will be the tips. But not an upcoming event, but more of an upcoming item. It's a tips segment. What you can do is, as I said, please tell me if you're thinking of buying a new car or customizing a car you already have. Please tell me what you think. Please tell me what you think is ideal, and I'll give my opinion on it. I'll tell you what I think, and I'll tell you what I think. What am I saying? I do apologise. This is my first podcast. I've got no excuse, alright? But if you're thinking of buying a new car, if you're thinking of customising a car you already have, please let me know what you have. So, for instance, you're not sure whether you should put a blue turbo on instead of a red one. I'll give my honest opinion on that, and I'll let you know what I think, and let you know what I think is best for you. And this is where you can get in touch with me about all of the items I've discussed today, and for the tips. You can get in touch with me via Facebook, and you can actually get in touch with me in two ways on Facebook. You can get in touch with me on my own page, Supercar575 at Need for Speed World and NFS Most Wanted. You can also get in touch with me via the Team NLD Facebook group. So if you want to get in touch with me there, that would be fantastic. I'll be putting this on many group pages that I'm currently part of, so you can get in touch with me there. Of course, on YouTube, as you know, please comment down below of what you think I should do next time, or what you think about certain news items, so I can see them all there straight away. I'll be putting this up on Twitter, so if you want to tweet me any suggestions or anything there, you can send it to me via Twitter, and I'll be putting this up on the official Need for Speed World forums. You'll be able to see it there very, very shortly. I hope you have enjoyed me rambling along. I do apologise if I fumbled up or stumbled, but as I said, this is my first podcast, and I just want to try and get it right, you know. But be on the lookout for the next podcast, which will be in 2 weeks' time. So that will be on Friday, the 17th of May. Please be on the lookout for that. I hope you have enjoyed it. This is... oh God, I can't even do my goodbyes probably. What am I doing? I hope you have enjoyed listening to me ramble on about the game. I will open up more discussions soon, also about other racing games, because I'm not just going to leave out I'm not going to leave out other racing games for Need for Speed World, surely not. So this has been Supercar 575. I hope you've enjoyed the first edition of the Need for Speed World UK podcast. See you in 2 weeks' time.